Hi guys, this is Alvaro and I'm joined by Oliver, who's the owner of Not Creatives, which is the company that started this whole channel and all the channels that we work on. Good to have you, Oliver.
Thank you, Alvaro. Yeah, looking forward to talking. Let's talk about the channel, how it started, and yeah, let's go for it.
First question will be like, why did you decide to start a countryballs channel? What were you trying to achieve with that?
Yeah, so the goal was to do interesting education in history and geopolitics. I think that most content on YouTube is pretty boring when it comes to education, like history. So I saw that No Idea Animation, which was the kind of original person who took Poland Ball into countryballs as a format, he was doing videos and I thought, hey, that's really cool. And I think we can do something similar, and took inspiration from that and then got started by finding a team to build this channel into something really awesome. And that's how MrSpherical started.
So how were the first few weeks? Like, what kind of results were you looking for with MrSpherical?
Yeah, so it started off with just like trying to find a team because we needed to, I couldn't animate myself, I can't animate, I can't really write myself. I can't do a voiceover myself, so the main thing I had was the vision and also the money to fund it. So I had to find these people, and yeah, started off by, it took like 3 months I think to find team members. It took quite a long time, but we gradually did. And then, yeah, the first few weeks were just playing around with a few test scripts, trying to get the right animator, because different animators have different styles, and then go from there, and then Alvaro joined. So Alvaro, do you remember how we first started working together?
Yeah, like I think it was like not long after I finished working on Imp of the Sun, which is a video game I was working on. I think I got a message on Instagram, which I recently learned that, like, I think you guys were trying to reach to me through LinkedIn, but I never checked that out. So like, I think you guys referred to Instagram. And then it was like, oh yeah, sounds interesting. I went through the application. I think I was initially applying for an animator role, I believe. I remember I thought that you were No Idea Animation when you made the call.
Yeah, that was fun.
I'm looking for a director for No Idea Animation, cool. And I was like, well, I can't believe you do all of that voice acting, man. And you were like, what are you talking about? And I was like, oh! So yeah, not long after we discussed like me working as a director. Like, I come from a background of doing YouTube, so it was really interesting to think about doing YouTube again after a few years of not doing it. And
when you started MrSpherical as a director, what were the biggest challenges in the early stages of the channel?
I think at that point I was used to, like, my previous channel, the Lio Sucks, like I already had a fan base, and it was jumping from that to like a channel with 20 followers. So it was kind of like how does YouTube work nowadays? You know, when I started YouTube, I think it was 2009 or 10, I think, and it was a different algorithm to grow. So it was like, okay, starting over, you know, in this new climate, you know. Also, you know, working with a team that was all over the world, so different schedules, different timings, you know, people I don't know face to face. That was another challenge.
And one thing that I always remember is the America Why video. So we both, Alvaro joined the team.
That was the first one I did, yeah.
Yeah, so when Alvaro joined, I remember the first day when he joined us, like originally it was an animator, but then in the interview I was like, Alvaro can be the director, he can be the channel director. So he joined. First day, he like reorganized the Discord server. It was like much more organized because I'm not a very organized person. So that was the first thing. But then when he actually did the first video, he like redid the animation rigs, did like a different style, and like basically turned No Idea Animation's content into like this almost like TV thing. So like me and the writer and the VO were like just blown away. We're like, what just happened? This doesn't make any sense. But yeah, that was the first. I was like, okay, Alvaro is the guy for this. It was really good.
I was hoping you guys were going to be happy, like, because there was also the chance that you were going to be like, who do you think you are, man? You just got hired.
Yeah, it was perfect. It worked out really good. So I roughly have an idea of when we started to grow. But Alvaro, what were the kind of like pivotal moments that you remember in the journey?
Yeah, I remember like the first video that was America Why, like it wasn't a short, so it was trying. I think it had like 100 views or 200 views earlier. But eventually we started going for shorts. You know, we tried it out, and it took some time until I think we did the China invades Taiwan video. That was one of the first ones that the shorts algorithm kind of like picked up and took it to the top, I guess. And and I think sometime later, you know, the channel just started to get some momentum. I think like we got like 100,000 followers before the end of the year, which was insane.
Definitely. Yeah, and I think also what's interesting is we started launching other languages, and then we started the Russian channel, did pretty well. Spanish was just like launched and again grew really fast. Indonesia grew to 250,000 subscribers in 60 days, which I think is insane. I think that really is a testament to making great quality that people care about, a great brand, and yeah, it's come together nicely.
Yeah, I guess I wanted to discuss like what are the lessons I guess we both have learned in the process of making MrSpherical, you know?
The biggest lesson is like talent and team. And for me, the biggest lesson was when you find somebody who's really excellent at what they do, particularly if they're leading the business or they're leading the channel, then that makes a really big difference. And that's what happened, because Alvaro was meant to be an animator, ended up becoming a director because he was so good at it, and that changed everything. So that was like a really big pivotal moment.
Okay, I appreciate it, man. Thanks.
And I think the other thing is animation is just like very expensive. So the lesson learned there was we tried to focus on grow at all costs to begin with in terms of not worry too much about cost, and then make sure we still had a vision for how to make it profitable. And just like making sure to do that with our new channels is really important.
I also want to mention, you know, me as a creative, you know, I guess having people that can basically trust in you, trust in your vision, you know, having people, I guess, like you, Oli, you know, that you're not only interested in like the business side of things, you know, but I guess from the interview that we had, I also noticed, hey, this guy really wants to make something cool. He also is interested in education, and like in my opinion, there should be more people that are trying to do that in the world. A lot of people are just focused on like, hey, how do we make the most profit, you know? But thankfully that wasn't the case. So yeah. That's awesome, man.
So Alvaro, as director, how did you come up with unique ideas and concepts and iterations and improvements to the style as we developed the channel?
Well, yeah, I guess like first of all, I have to give credit also to Sean and to some of the other writers of the team. Like they actually did a lot of research and helped me out. But for the most part, it was collaborative. You know? Yeah, like when I was working in MrSpherical, basically Sean was almost like the crazy mind, you know, that was actually pretty good at like finding smart ways to dialogue, while I was more focused on like character development and slightly more grounded. So I think at best, you know, we really balanced each other out and we came up with great scripts, you know. I think part of the process is like always asking the question, okay, so what are we adapting, and what is the most respectful but crazy way in which we can adapt it, you know.
And I think also with history, it's like we have to be respectful. And I think that our style is naturally, it's lighthearted, it's like for kids in a way, or teenagers. And that's difficult to make it work in terms of being respectful, but I think we've done a really good job of that. So I think, yeah, it's a lot, but I think we've done a good job of that, and it's worked well. So Alvaro, what is your favorite episode of the MrSpherical show?
Honestly, it's funny because probably my favorite episode is one of the ones that had the most chaotic production, which is Who Started World War One. Because I think that episode we actually had to do a rewrite from scratch. And then I was like, scratch it all, you know, let's go back to the beginning. And that's and we actually found a really beautiful angle, you know, which is soldiers in the trenches, just like asking the question, why are we even doing this, you know? And then they start telling the story how it started. Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of my favorite episode, My Best Friend Ukraine is my favorite episode. And the reason for that is it's mainly the ending. There's like a border between Russia and Ukraine, like visually, and there is Ukrainian citizen on one side, Russian citizen on the other side. It's just the context is the war is about to start, and these people were maybe friends, but now they realize there's going to be an issue on crossing that border. And for me, that was really special because I think our content, as I said, it's like characters which are on different sides of different countries and stuff. But at the same time, if we can help to show a common humanity throughout different people, different nations in the world, different ethnicities, different religions, then that's really beautiful in terms of helping to bring people together.
That was such a hard episode to write, though.
So Alvaro, to end this video, I think it'd be great to talk about where we both see MrSpherical going in the future. And yeah, I'm curious what you think.
Currently, I'm not still directing MrSpherical. I get that up to somebody else that's really talented called Jordan. And currently I am working as a director of solarballs and helping for the channels. But I'm still involved in MrSpherical, and I love what Jordan is doing in the channel currently. Of course, I also want the show to continue producing just like really high quality content as it's doing. But yeah, more importantly, you know, I want the show to stay educational, you know.
For me, I also have something I call Telos Principles, which is essentially a list of simple ideas that I think can change people's engagement and empowerment with their days, their communities and their countries. If somebody is more aware of how the incentive systems of politicians work or how propaganda is used on them, then they have more awareness on how to be more empowered, act better, vote better in the present day. So that's my goal, is to essentially help MrSpherical to use its history, use its geopolitics to educate in those simple ways that I think really make a difference.
Thank you so much, Oliver, for joining me in this video, and it's been great. I loved working in MrSpherical, and I love the projects that we're working on together right now.
Yeah, it's been amazing. I agree. I think we're a very good match for our skill sets. Yeah, let's keep doing more. Keep doing more awesome channels, education, entertainment.
All right, guys. With that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.
See you guys.